Welcome back to Yalla Salesforce. We will continue our journey with the Yalla Salesforce Trailhead. Over the last couple of sessions, we were focusing on the flow, understanding different types of flows, building the screen flows, auto launch flow, record trigger flows. In the last session, our focus was like the last module of the build flows with flow builder trail, which was the transform element. In this transform element, we mainly focused on that we used to, in the beginning, we used to deal with one record. Now we are dealing with multiple records, from get records to sending a collection, understanding more about collection. And then we moved to the transform element, and we understood that we have two different types of flow transform capabilities that we can usually. What transform element does, it produce a new collection. So it takes a collection and it produce new collection out of it. You can get like collection of records and end up having another collection of records, or you can have collection of records and end up with like a collection of text for all the IDs, which will help you. And as a refresher, this is what we built last time, that we were getting opportunities, satisfying certain things, and then we are doing a transform for the screen component. So then we are passing those into a screen with a data table, and based on the selection in here, this was like a multi-selection, so it's gonna end up with a collection. Then we have a transform element in here, taking the selected rows, producing another record collection, and then we push it to the database as a collection. This was option number one. Option number two was, I am passing the same collection, but rather than producing another object collection, we were producing a collection of text. So I'm taking all the IDs coming from the first collection, put it in a collection in here, and rather than saying an update and push the collection, I was saying opportunity, where opportunity ID in a collection of text. And this is very helpful because we used before, even when we get records and we want to say get the records where the ID in a collection, it was like challenging, and we need to do it through a loop and assignments and so on. But transform element made our life easy. So this is what we built last time. So today we're gonna continue our journey with organized data in a collection. What that means, what if I have a collection and I need to start filtering and changing the content of this collection, or I need to sort the opportunity that I received, and then I need to sort it using the amount, and I need to get the top 10. All of that is possible using two different new elements. So when we go in there and just write a collection in here, so we have collection sort and collection filter. They are different in the behavior and what is the output, and this is what we're gonna cover in depth this module. Any questions so far? Everything is good? Lovely. All right. When working with collection variables, you may need to change the contents of the collection before putting it to use. In Flow Builder, you can use element to remove unwanted values from the collection, change the order of the collection, and this is the difference between the collection filter versus collection sort. This is removing unwanted, the other one is ordering, and then limit the collection into a specific number. This is what we mentioned. Let's order by the amount and then take the top 10. These functionality can be accomplished using collection filter and collection sort. All right, so for the collection filter, it takes a collection, go for the collection filter, and then whatever we used to have, the original collection, will be still resulted the same. So no modification to the original collection, but whatever is satisfying those filters will end up having a brand new collection after this modification. So we input one, we end up with two, the original one and the brand new one. So let's say you have a text collection that contains email addresses, and you want to make sure that you are not sending those emails for your competitor's domain. So the flow now has two text collection, one with the original, all the emails, and the other one without those competitors. The next one is the sort. And the sort, as we mentioned, we will end up having like sorting the collection, and we can as well limit like the top 10, but it's different because it doesn't produce two. Whatever the original we used to have, after the collection sort, it's gonna end up with the modified version of that collection. And this is the main difference between the output between both. This is two, this is one. With a collection sort element, you can change the order of collection based on criteria. For example, you can reorder a collection based on the amount, and then has one more important function that you can still limit the number of those collections, removing the values after that limit. So you can say, get me the top 10. It's important to note that unlike the collection filter, the collection sort element does not create a new collection. Instead, it modifies the original one. Lovely. All right. So, and then they are asking in here, all right, so I can still do that using a get element. So if I came back in here and I came to the get opportunity, and then I can say sort to descending and sort by amount and all of these great stuff. So what is the difference between sorting in here and sorting in there? And the response in here, if you can do it in get checkers, do it in get checkers. This is the best practice. But sometimes you need to do some transformation in the middle, which will determine what will be the sort field. So if you still need to do some transformation, not straight from the database, from the get checkers, accordingly, you need to do all the magic you need to do in the middle, and then use the collection sort. All right. So let's put it in action. We have an amazing like use case in here, and let's explain it using the data model. We have a campaign, and for the campaign we have campaign members. So for every campaign we have campaign members. Campaign members are just contacts, and we have for the campaign we have opportunities. So campaign, opportunity, campaign members, contacts. Those are the 4 objects we will be dealing with. So what we are saying in here, if I have a campaign, I have a field called the product category. I will go from the campaign to the opportunities. I need to sort all of these opportunities using the amount, get like the top 10 opportunities, and based on those top 10 opportunities, I'll get the contact from the opportunity created as campaign members. So the journey started from the campaign to the opportunity, sorted, filtered, limited to 10, go to the contacts, get those contacts, create them as campaign members. So we'll be using like different aspects of the flow. We'll be getting records, and we'll be then doing a transform, and we'll be doing filter and sort and all of these great stuff that we just learned about. All right, so this will be the flow in here. If I went, so now we understand the problem statement. We have the get campaign details. I'll be passing the record ID. I'll be getting the first record because it's only campaign. And then I'll get all the opportunities which are still open. So open opportunities, I'll get all records in order to make it as a collection. And then I'll be taking a decision based on the campaign product campaign type. We will have different path. If it's a generator, we'll go in there. We will filter from opportunities from get opportunities, be filtering this collection into having only the ones satisfying main product category is the generator. Then we're gonna sort to those opportunities and get the limit to 10. Finally, we will be constructing this campaign member out of the collection we have. So all what I need from the opportunity is it's the contact ID, and the campaign member is just association between the contact and the campaign. So the contact is coming from the collection sort in here, and the record ID. It's the collection used in the collection sort, which is the output of that filter. So this is what we're gonna build together. So let's jump to it. All right, let me close all of these great flows that we built in the past. And in order to build the flow, setup, flow, and from flows, create a new flow. All right, so create a new flow. We're gonna create an auto launch flow, no trigger. So auto launch, no trigger. What we're gonna do, we're gonna pass the campaign ID. This is how we started the journey. So new resource, and it's a variable, and it's text, and this is the name of the variable. Okay. Is it available for input? Let's see. Create an API data type available for input. Usually, if I need to pass a record ID, it's must to be available for input. All right. On the flow, add get records in. So all what I need to do, I need to get campaign details using that record ID. So I'll be going in here, get records, and from get records, I'll be putting in here get campaign details, and then I'll be putting campaign, and I will say where ID, which is the campaign ID, equals the record ID that I'm passing it as a parameter. So get campaign details from campaign, all of these grids leave remaining because I just need only the first record. And we said that if it's not a huge custom field, just to stick with the default until we are in the Agentforce era, and we will go for the choose fields and assign variables. But for now, we will be just using the automatically store all the fields. Now we got the campaign. The next step is to take the campaign and get all the opportunities. So I'll do another get record. And from get records, I'll say get opportunities. All right. And I will be selecting from opportunities. What do I need to achieve? I need to say that get me all the opportunities that the stage doesn't equal close lowest. All right. Stage doesn't equal close lowest. But now we remember that in order to make it a collection, if I made it only the first record, it will bring only one record. One is object record. But if I made it all records, it's gonna, you see the difference in here? You will find that there was no collection. As soon as I do that, you will find the record collection variables available for you. All right. We've done all of these great things. Now let's save it and put create top 10 members. Save it. Any questions so far? So far, it's good. Great. All right. Now it's the time for decisioning. We need to check what is this product campaign type. So I will go in there, adding a decision element. And within the decision element, I will say what campaign it's about, what is the product, what will be the name of this outcome. It's called generators because we're gonna be filtering on generators. And then what if the field will be used in order to determine? So outcome generators for condition requirement to execute outcome, select all conditions are met. Yep. And then we will say select campaign from get campaign details and then product campaign types. So get campaign details and then product campaign type equals generator. Sounds awesome. All right. What else? We need to have another branch, create a new outcome with bots. So we either talking about generators or we are talking about bots. So I'll be putting bots in here, and I'm assuming it will be the exact same thing. Campaign from, and I will say the product campaign equals bots. All right. So now we have two outcomes out of that decision. And finally, for the default, let's name it as other. So do that. Great, we made it. Now, we have a filter. We have a collection coming from this opportunities. Now we need to filter only the opportunities that belong to that generator. How can we do that? How can we change the content? Actually, we are not changing the original because the filter, as we just mentioned, it's gonna keep the original one, but it will be creating a brand new one. And this is how can we use the collection filter. All right, so let me close all of these grid stuff, get back to the stream, come in here and say filter, collection filter. What is the name for the collection filter? I need to have filter generators. All right, so let's make it. What is the name of the collection? It's opportunity. So opportunities from get opportunities. What are those conditions? So I need to say where main product category equals GC. Main product category equals GC. Those are the generators. If you notice that we used to have only opportunities from get opportunity, as soon we added another collection filter, you will find that we have a brand new collection, opportunities from filter generator. So this is the brand, and this is just determined by the API in here, filter generators. Great. Now we filtered only the ones with the generators. Now what? Now we need to sort it using the amount descending, and then we need to limit the top 10 opportunities. This is what the requirements. Accordingly, the next one is to do the sort and get those top 10. So I'll come in here and I will say sort, collection sort, and what is the name? Top 10 generator ops. Here we go. And then what is the collection variable? I need the one using the filter. So it's the filter generators. I don't want to have the original collection. I need the one that I filtered only for generators because we are in the outcome of generators from the decision. What field I will be using? I'll be using the amount. And I'll be sorting descending. And I need to limit. Accordingly, I'll be putting in here, set the maximum number of items, and it's gonna be 10. What will be the output for this one? Is it a brand new collection? No. As we mentioned, the collection sort change the content of the same collection. So if I need to refer to this guy, it will be the same filter generation. We took this from here and then we modify it, and now we have the final product. All right, so let's save. Then, agreed what happens so far? Nothing touched the database. So we first need to construct we did all of that in order to get the opportunities, in order to get the top 10 contacts for those open opportunities. We need to start constructing the campaign member collection. So in order to do that, we need to add a transform element. All right, so we mentioned that the transform can do all of that. Takes a collection, transform it to another collection. And this is what we are achieving in here. Then in the source, we add opportunities from filter generators. This is the sorted and limited to the 10. So filter opportunities from filter generators. And then we would need to add a brand new S object or record collection. So records allow multiple, and it is going to be a campaign member. This is what we are trying to build. What do we need in here? So we need to give the contact ID from contact ID coming from the opportunity. How about the campaign? Where is the campaign? The campaign ID in here, I can do a formula, just to click in the middle, if you remember how we built it last time. And then I will say the campaign is the record ID that I started the journey from. So I'll be putting the campaign member. So for each item in that collection, I'm gonna take the campaign ID and they're gonna put it in here, and then it will map one of the contacts and put it in there. Accordingly, we ended up with campaign member. Again, nothing yet touched the database. It will start touching the database as soon as I do create record. So I am assuming in here, if we did all of that, we added the contact ID, we did the mapping, and if you did a mistake, if you remembered last time, we can come in here and do all the delete that we need to do, but we are good for now. After transform element, now we need to hit the database. All of that, nothing, it's just the collections on flight, nothing touched the database. So I just need to do a create record, and the create record will be create generator CMCs. Those are the generators. And then is it one record or it's a multiple record? It's multiple, it's a collection. So I will change it to the collection, and then I will get this collection from the transform element. That's about it. So multiple, and then we are getting from the transform, save the flow, and mission accomplished. Accordingly, we went from the campaign, getting the opportunities, filtering, sorting, transforming, hitting the database. Any questions? So far, so good? Lovely. All right. So if everything is good, we're going to jump into the challenge. What we're going to do, it's exactly the same. But rather than focusing on the generators, we're going to switch gears to bots. So in here, we would need to have open the create, the same flow, and then add a collection filter bots. The same thing. All right. So I'll do there. And I will come in here saying filter bots. And the collection is the same opportunity from get opportunities, the original one that has all. And then I will say in here, main product category equals bots. Thank you, Alam. See you, inshallah. All right. So we are filtering in here. The main product category equals bots. We done it. On this path, after the filter, add a collection sort. So we're gonna do the same exact thing. The same exact thing. All right. So we will be doing in here collection sort, and from collection sort, I will say this is coming from the filter box, and then I'll be sorting using the amount. Same thing, and then descending, and I'll set the maximum to be 10. All right, we made it. So the same thing that we generated a brand new collection here based on the filter, and then we are changing the content, sorting it, taking the maximum, and then we will be doing the transfer. Nice. So we did the transform in here. The source data will be for me now. It is the filter box. With the filter box, record collection filter box. And now the target will be the same thing. I need to do a record and then allow, and the object will be campaign member, create, do the same mapping, which is for the campaign ID. I will be doing the formula, record ID, check syntax, perfect. And then I would be taking the contact ID in here, do the contact ID in there. And now we have a brand new transform. As soon we do that, we can hit the database. Let me make sure that we are still doing the same thing. Lovely. And then finally create record, create bot CMs. So create record, create bot, perfect. And now it's the same multiple, but now the transform of the bots. Save it. And we made it. Any questions? So far, so good? Lovely. And let's check if we got it right. If we did, now we're gonna celebrate that we finished the trail for build flows with Flow Builder. It was great, amazing journey together. Actually, we will have the build the screen flows. Woohoo! We did the multi-record element and transform inflows. But did we finish the whole trail? The answer is no, because if you remember that we left the screen flow for the screen build the screen flow module, we didn't do the challenge. We agreed it's gonna be homework. So if you didn't, now let's build it together and then wrap up the entire trail. Any questions? So far, so good? Lovely. All right. So what we're gonna do is to build another amazing screen flow together. So if we are, this is the in the mind. So this is what will be our target and goal, to build an opportunity intake screen flow. It will take from you opportunity name. It will be taking the stage. It will be taking the estimated close date. It's 90 days from now. Estimated amount, some pick lists existing or non-existing. Then what will be the next steps? Determine the stage. Put the account like Burlington, and I'll be putting in here any name. As soon as I do that, it will go for this account and query all the contacts within this account, showing it in a data table. And as soon as you do that, it's gonna hit the database, creating that opportunity and making this guy and so on. All right, now let's build it. We will go back in here saying a brand new flow. What we are building? We are building a screen flow. And if you remember, screen flow is like guided path. We are building a declarative full screen flow experience from screen to another, doing the intake and then doing all the DML or the saving to the database part of it. All right, so let's start. We are starting the module by creating a formula called today plus 90, and this will help us to put this expected date. So in here, flow, and we'll be creating a formula. It's a date, so it has to be the data type is date. The API name is today plus 90. In order to get today, you will be just saying today from here, and then plus 90. Check syntax. Lovely. We made it. Today plus 90. Add a screen element, which is the opportunity fields. All right, so let's come in here, say screen, and within the screen, I will say opportunity fields. Great, we have the screen now. In the opportunity field element, add the display text. And there's gonna be a display text. Display text is just will be visible on the top, saying this is the requirement. What will be the content for this display text? It's gonna be a hard coded. You must spoken with a potential customer about a product before creating an opportunity. Makes sense. All right. What after that? Add a date component, estimated close date. So I'll come back in here, say date, and you have two options: either keep drag and drop, or if you just clicked, it will be added after. So estimated close date. Is it required? The answer is yes. The user must provide this information. What is the default value? So we have an attribute in here saying the default value. You remember we just built a formula that will take today date, add 90 days to it to default. Then add a currency component. So I'll come in here, say currency, one click, label. Here we go, estimated amount. Decimal places will be 2. All right, decimal places 2. After the opportunity field element, add create record. So we are done, create records. And within create records, we're gonna name it as create opportunity. We didn't build any assignments. If you noticed, it's just to screen straight to the create opportunity. So there is no record variable that I built. Accordingly, I have to make it manual. We want to create opportunity, so I'll be setting opportunity. It will by default bring for me all the required fields, which I can't save without them. So I'll be mapping whatever I can now, but while we are building this flow together, we're gonna evolve. So within the amount field, what we have an opportunity fields estimated amount. This is in the screen. So on the amount, we will have estimated amount coming from the screen. What else? In the close date, estimated close date. Where is the close date? Estimated close date. And let's hit save. What it's called, new bot app, opportunity, and then save. And we made it. Any questions? This was like the beginning of it. It should be very straightforward. We built the screen. We just created the formula, put certain elements, and then we are checking whether it worked or not. Any questions? So far, so good? Amazing. All right. Let's check if we missed anything or we made it right. We made it right. After we did this, we need to start adding like choices and pick lists and so on. All right, so add a pick list checkbox group to the new bot. Feel free to order components however you want to say. All right, pick list components. I'll come back in here saying pick list, and I'll be putting what is the label. Pick list will require a choice. So we added this, it's required. So I'll be putting the required equal check true. And then the data type will be text, exactly the same way. And now it's the time for adding a new choice resource. New choice resource. New choice resource, pick list choice set. Pick list choice set and choice type. After we done that, so where it will be coming from? So it's coming from the opportunity type field. All right, so opportunity and it's pick list and it's a type. Do we have any sort? Yes, I want to sort it descending, so I can sort it in here. So what we are doing, we picked the option for pick list choice set, which go to one of the existing objects, find this pick list field, inherit all the values, and then make it as like available choices for me. All right, so we did this choice type. What else? Add component, which is the checkbox group. Let's go in there and say checkbox group. Checkbox group is the same thing. It's required to have a choice. How can we do that? We will do it different in here. We will add our choice resources ourselves. So let's take the label, next steps, and is it required? No, didn't specify. And then I will need to add the following choice resource, confirm a product. How can we do that? Come in here, say, just paste it, and then say create a choice. Add another choice is the identify contacts, add another choice, follow-up call. Here we go. And then we will have site visit. And finally, it's gonna be the research one. We made it. All right. And the following. Now we need to do some mapping. So done from ScreenFlow. Get back to the create opportunity type. We need to add an opportunity type in here. And the opportunity type gonna be coming from the new or existing customer. So we build together, new or existing customer. And then what else? We need to have the next steps. And this will be coming from next steps. We made it, right? Save the flow and let's validate if we got it right or not. Make sure it's saved and then check the challenge. So far, so good. Any questions? So we took the flow to the next level. We added two different choices, one using the Picklist and the other one using the Checkbox group. We made it as well. All right, what's next? Now we need to start putting the lookup. So we mentioned that before even the lookup, we're gonna create adding certain fields, but it's coming from a record variable. You remember that we had an option in here to start putting fields using the input, or we can go into the fields, create a record variable, and using the record variable, we can start dragging and dropping different existing fields. It's amazing because it's quick and it inherits everything from the metadata. So if we have a pick list, we don't need to define all the choices because they're gonna inherit anyway from the metadata for the object, but you have like some constraints. So if it wasn't required in the metadata, but you want to make it required, you don't have this flexibility. So it's based on, do you need to change? Do you need to change labels? Do you need to change things? Or you want to stick to whatever you have in the metadata? This will determine the direction for you. So what is the object? It's opportunity. So I'll come in here saying opportunity, and here we go. Done. Great. As soon as I did that, the opportunity details started to be available for me. Use the name field on opportunity field screen. So I'll come in here, say the name of the opportunity. By default, you see it's already required. It's called name. I don't have option to change anything in here. Everything is read only for me. Next, I need to add the stage. All right, so I'll come in here saying stage. Lovely. Again, same thing, inherits all the values. Now, I need to add a lookup component to it. So what is the lookup component? I need to add the account. This is the purpose in here. So I'll be adding a lookup. So in here, use the opportunity variable record to add the stage. We've done that. Add the lookup component here, and then I will do screen account. Here we go. What is the field API name that we are looking for? We are looking for the account ID. Where this account ID is coming from? It's coming from object opportunity. What is the label for this lookup on the screen? It's gonna be just an account. That's it. So I'm saying go to the opportunity object, account ID, show it in here. And this is what we will be even storing in the database and so on. All right, we done that, and we need to make it required equal true. So the account is a required field. All right, I will say in here global true. Done. So based on the opportunity account, I need to get all the context, because if you remember, we would need to have a data table after to bring the context belonging to that account. So I need to get context. And remember, I need to get all the contacts. So that means it has to be a collection. In order to make it a collection, I have to say all records. But which contacts I am interested in? I'm interested where the account ID equals the one in the lookup in here. So contacts are required, and I need to get the opportunity fields account. Okay, so this is account. It's coming from the screen component, screen account, and I need the record ID. Now I'm saying, get me all the contacts that belong to this specific account I picked in the screen. Make sure it's all records and automatically store. Now, after we done and we got all the contacts that we have, now the time to display it in. Yes, we will have it as a data table and we'll be displaying those contacts. But for now, let's follow. After get contacts elements and before create opportunity, add a screen element. Perfect. This is exactly what we're expecting. The screen element will say set contact. This is the name of the screen. And we will need to add a data table. So data table. The data table will be named as main contact. All right, so main contact. And after that, use label as the table title. Use label as the table title. All right, so no. So in the screen, it was called set contact. So let's make sure we got it right. In the label, set contact. In the data table, it was called main contact. So I'm gonna fix that. And the API is main contact. Accordingly, when I say use label, it will be putting the main contact in here, add the label, and then we will need the data source for it will be contacts from get contacts because it's a collection, and then it's a single selection. So within configure rows, it's gonna be a single selection. I need to select only one contact. What are the columns? We need name, department, title. So I'll come in here, say name, done, add, department, done, and finally title, and let's hit done. Perfect. Now I have the three columns that we are planning to display. Finally, I need add the following fields to create opportunity. Done. Now we have the name. Where the name will be coming from, we agreed before. If I added those in the screen as input fields, I'll be getting it from the screen. But if I added it based on a variable, I have to bring it from the variable. So accordingly, in here, I will come in here saying opportunity var dot name. And this guy will be opportunity var dot stage. All right, we did this. And then the account ID will be the account. Where is the account ID? We don't have it, so I'll add it. Account ID, and it is going to be coming from the screen. Account record ID, and then we will have the contact, which is will be coming from the main contact first selected row, the name of the data table. So main contact first selected row, and I need the contact ID. That's it. As simple as that. So we have certain fields coming from first screen, certain fields coming from second screen, certain fields coming from the first screen, but through the variable, and based on the variable, we are doing the mapping. Any questions? So far, so good? Lovely. All right. Let's wait, and hopefully we made it. In the main contact component, we can't find setting required. Main contact component. So we'll come back in here. This is the main contact, and let's make sure that the configure require users to make a selection. Accordingly, we'll end up with this data table. The user must select a value. So let's validate that we got tried this time. Any questions? Screen flows are fun, right? So let's see. Hopefully we pass that challenge. Whoo, we made this challenge too. So let's tackle the last one, which will be some validations on the screen. All right, in the new bug opportunity flow that we are keep building, add input validation to estimated close date. All right, so in here, we have estimated close date. What do we need to achieve? Want to make sure that you cannot backdate an opportunity. So I'll come in here. You remember in here that we have validate input, the error message, you cannot backdate an opportunity. And this is happening in what? When the estimated close date, which is the screen element, greater than or equal to date. So we can put a formula in here. So estimated close date greater than or equals to date. So the moment I backdate this value, it will be giving me this validation. Finally, add a display text component immediately below the next steps component. All right, below next steps component. So display text in here. The display text, I will name it next steps warning. And the text you, so we need to add a display text component immediately. It's an API, and the text for it will be that value. And then we'll have some conditional rendering in here. So set the visibility for this guy. So I'll be clicking on it. And again, set component visibility. So this will not be always on. I will be putting where next step is null. So next steps is null equals true. Done. Do we need to do anything else? Nope. Save the flow and activate it. And we can even debug it to make sure we are still doing everything that we are looking for. So let's debug it. See, run. Opportunity name. I'll be putting my new opportunity. And then the stage got inherited from opportunity object. And then the account, I'll be picking an account. Estimated close date, the moment I say it's in the past, so let's make it 2023, or now we have a validation, you can't backdate it. So I will be changing my mind and I'll put it in the future. Now, you didn't select any next steps, is still visible, but I'll put an estimated amount. I'll be saying these are the next. As soon I put a next step, it's reactive scheme. We learned before about reactivity. So it's conditional rendering based on another field. The moment I do that, it go query what do we have in the this account, and the moment I hit next, now opportunity got created. So this is the opportunity. If I went back in there, saying in the lightning experience, we will find everything got created for this thing. And when you go to the details, everything should be mapped exactly based on what we set in our flow. Lovely. So let's validate and wrap it up for build flows with Flow Builder Trail. Any questions? So far, so good? Lovely. We made it. Screen flows like module together. Back to Yalla Salesforce Trail Max. And we have now completed the build flow with Flow Builder Trail. We're going to continue our journey together and wish you all the very best. See you next time. Thank you very much for your time. Have a great day.